What's going on, everyone? Forsaken Reaper here, and we're here in another three-way duel between myself, Michael 2274, and Slingshot, also known as Little Toast. We'll be referring to him as Little Toast. We're on a naval map, and kind of unfair to Michael in that he's in between both of us and very far away from the other supporting thing. But this is naval only. I am the red people, the ships with legs, and both Michael and Little Toast are the blue people, the ones with the dreadnoughts and the submarines and the things that don't walk on land. I'll bring you guys back when something important happens, but it's basically only Navy with some exceptions. Everybody, with the game afoot, you'll notice Little Toast sends some submarines around, submerged of course, to spy on Michael. I got a cruiser, or destroyer I mean, up and running, and I'm bombarding Michael's little mass outpost over there. As you can see, Little Toast has two very fortified positions up in there, but I'm wrecking Michael's one because this is closer to me. Michael's got we all have small navies. Looks like Little Toast has the most number of ships, but those are Tiger ships, and they do launch a torpedo attack. While mine do shoot torpedoes, they don't shoot nearly as much or to nearly as effect as the Tiger Sharks. While mine may have more health when caught in the crossfire between both of them, it doesn't usually end well. I do manage to take down one of his submarines, but one of my submarines is already taken down, and Michael's not even pressing the attack. But as you can see here, the ships have legs, so that's really cool. Oh, but now he's got a cruiser. So these guys are the ones with the cruiser, and now they're just gonna start lighting up my ship. And he's actually the one that defeats that. I almost killed that Tiger Shark. But the duel with the submarines, with Little Toast's submarines already engaged in previous combat, and with Michael having numerical superiority, it's no question who the winner of this battle will be. And hit, and sunk. Actually, Michael goes down. Michael's one goes down first. That one's not even down. Finally goes down at great cost. But I start reforming my navy, and I even built a land factory because I think for whatever reason I can like cross that because I'm an idiot. But Little Toast sends 3 submarines this way. Michael 2274 just keeps harassing me. I think there's a little bit of action in here somewhere. Oh yeah, right here. Tries to be smart and take me out. Take out this thing. But he surfaces and does it, so it's like a U-boat sort of thing. He's got that thing firing, and this not only does this thing have a torpedo thing, but once I get my real navy in there, it blows to kingdom come. Now another important thing over here is Michael 2274 is going around the barricade and bombarding Little Toast's mass from the sea, so making these land turrets pretty much irrelevant. But Little Toast sends a strong strike force of cruisers. It's about to be to harass his mass, as is the common thing in this game, or in this type of situation. But their 2 navies are about to clash after they're done harassing each other's mass. And finally they do, hitting the cruiser still. They're still hitting the mass there with the torpedoes, or with the overhead ships. But really it's engaging with the torpedoes, at first with the submarines. And oh yeah, and that's right, of course Michael gets Devastator artillery, his signature trademark, and really bombards the home base mass. Not only that, but is currently winning the battle at sea. He's dominating not only Little Toast, but me as well with my navy on the ground. But he's just having that Devastator artillery really devastate the mass. They both built land turrets. I don't really know why. Maybe for if my ships got on land, but I would just bombard them from sea. But his artillery is really ripping into Little Toast's base, and it's basically beyond repair there. He tries to get a fleet out to eliminate that, and then hopefully like take the fight to his artillery. But he's got to build it up first. Oh, and that's probably why, to stop the engineers from coming over. But you could just destroy it. And then this is where the big battle commences, folks. He launches a full-out attack on Little Toast's shipyards, sea factories, destroys one, engages the other, but Chuck's fleet goes sort of on the run, giving making Michael give chase, sort of drawing most of his attention away from the sea factory, but he ends, or trying to at least, but he destroys the sea factory. Meanwhile, I'm chilling out over here, but they're sort of just harassing Michael, playing cat and mouse, forcing them to chase him down without giving fight, like guerrilla warfare, sort of, or hit and run. But they'll soon run out of space, but in the meantime, they've got it, and for some reason, he had his Devastator artillery just fire over in the open sea. I think he might have misclicked, tried to click on the mast, but must have clicked somewhere else. Meanwhile, he's still chasing his navy, while his Little Toast's navy comes out to destroy him, while that artillery keeps chucking rounds over there. As he almost got his commander killed, but finally it looks like the main battle's about to happen with the ships catching up and having to face other, yes, even if it's a smaller navy, he still has to face that as his main naval fleet comes to blows. Meanwhile, Little Toast has his whole base rebuilt, and the sea factories hit back up, so it ended up working out for him. Even if his navy is his navy on the ground is in a perilous position, and Michael 2274 having trouble to really destroy it, so we're just engaging them from afar. But it's taking its toll. Submarines going down, cruisers are going down, even with the anti-missile stuff. It's just clear who is dominating this match, and that is Michael 2274 without a doubt. He is owning the sea at the moment, and those missiles are just raining down like unstoppable missiles. And the torpedoes and the missiles hit this the last remaining cruiser, and it goes down. And he now Little Toast has built an extra sea factory, but although he was able to rebuild his base, his whole fleet was lost, and that is about to come to bite him in the back in a sec. Alright, everyone. Michael 2274 launches what he hopes to be the final assault on Little Toast's base, or at least destroy his remaining rebuilt navy, which is considerable given the time gap for a couple minutes. But even still, Michael 2274 has just a incredible amount of submarines and surface ships that just stand no match. He's got a experimental dreadnought, Little Toast does, and that thing just spews fire, just chucks it right on top like a flamethrower. But it's clear that he sees what's going on and tries to build another one, or is building another one, but takes some heat from afar and knows that he's not going to be able to really do that. Trying to dodge the missiles, but his base is getting torn apart. That's his home base. He did come over here and build another base, which was smart of him. Something I should have done. I'm harassing him over there a bit, but I'm really just keeping to myself. I'm sort of just staying within my own borders here. Got a lot of ships built, but I don't think as much as Michael 2274. Especially with his expansion. He's building even more dockyards. I only got 2. And his commander, he did the escape pod. Michael 2274 didn't destroy him. He did the escape pod. And he's going to try and get to a secondary base there. But Michael 2274 comes over here, destroys this remaining heavy dreadnought, destroys his mass. And from his position, from his perspective, it looks like it's pretty much game over for Little Toast. He thinks he doesn't really know about the space over here. I don't know about the space over here. He did build another experimental dreadnought that's headed my way, as I sort of clash with his Poseidon battleship, big one, with my experimental submarine, as well as my ships from afar that wreck his, and I sort of draw him away, and Little Toast senses, think, look at that thing, it's just chucking, like, are those missiles? Oh, but either way, I sort of draw him away from completely destroying Little Toast's base, which hindsight may not have been the greatest idea, but it's what happened. And so now it's a full-fledged battle between both of our navies. Pouring my ships on, but it's sort of crowded here with this stupid sea factory in the way. I'm not really committing my ships fully, and I may be striking at him from afar. He destroyed my submarine, and now it's just once he gets his submarines up there, they're not really doing anything because they're not in range. But once they unleash that hail of torpedoes, I mean, these things just start falling in. And for some reason I keep pressing them into the water, and that just allows them to get really even more destroyed. And it's just, even though I'm dealing losses to him, heavy losses, he's also dealing heavy losses to me. And this is me who hasn't been in a fight, with Little Toast, who hasn't suffered losses from that. And really these torpedoes are just crashing through. The torpedoes are really what's killing me. I'm devastating a surface fleet, but the torpedoes I can't stand up to them. And so I'm just sort of trying to. I devastated, completely destroyed his surface fleet. Got an Aegis. He's got quite the base. An Aegis shield generator. Devastated artillery, still shooting the open water. But I'm basically screwed here because I can't defeat his fleet with the submarines. There's no chance. Meanwhile, Little Toast is building an armada of experimental dreadnoughts. He's sort of using the break in the combat of his fighting with him wisely. Well, I'm like, you know what? It's not worth losing my entire navy for a few submarines, even though there's a bunch of submarines there. And he's just gonna keep coming back with surface ships. I'll just keep destroying them. We'll keep trying to harass. I'll keep destroying. But he has managed to destroy his outwardly massed position. And all of a sudden, he's built some long-range artillery. Little Toast has, which I don't know if that's the smartest idea because he's got an Aegis shield generator, so it's not like that's gonna destroy it. It's gonna do damage to it, and over time, it may destroy it. It's gonna take a while, and it also brings attention back on him, which he does not want, because he would want to, should want to rebuild his navy, which he is doing now to great effect. But now Michael's sort of done with me, and I've just replaced a bunch of my losses. He's done with me, and he's moving towards Little Toast again, but he's sort of in the position in between to try to intercept any fleet. But Little Toast is sending that big armada on the perimeter, keeping it on the perimeter. Smart move. Meanwhile, Michael up there is destroying my research stuff with his surface ships, and as well as Little Toast with these this artillery thing. He's turned his dreadnought on the long range, or on the Chuck's Little Toast's secondary base, and his commander has built another devastator artillery thing that has turned its guns on me. And I think was shooting for my engineer there. Managed to escape just in time.
Commander destroyed.
But oh yeah, he had to get out of there, so he did it again. And now his artillery is really focused on the center mass of my base, which is where all my battleships are. That's really dealing damage, which I do not want to happen. And he's got his ships out there just looking. He's like all those U-boats. It's like the Battle of the Atlantic there. But he's sort of maintaining a somewhat defensive aggressive posture, with aggressive with the patrolling of the seas, with the submarines, and aggressive with the artillery, but defensive in that he won't engage with surface ships because of my surface ship superiority. But I decided it's all or nothing now, and decide to plunge head on in against his armada of things. I destroy his artillery, sort of gunning for him, but he's out of range. And his Aegis shield generator is well within things, but I destroy his surface artillery. He's trying to just cause as much mayhem, slow him down as much as I can, but he is just eating my ships alive with those torpedoes. But that Aegis is taking some hits, I think, and it's now down. And his commander's taking hits. Oh, but he built another one. Forgot about that. And he has defeated my fleet in open combat. And though I did manage to destroy his devastator artilleries, and his other Aegis is back up again. So he's got double shield power. Very favorable to him. Little Toast only has 3 long-range artilleries, not nearly enough. I don't have any artillery at all. I'm trying to rebuild my losses. But he's got, but Little Toast 2 sends in his fleet now. Now Michael's sort of scrambling everywhere. And he's of 5 experimental dreadnoughts that just spew and fire and chuck these missiles right at you that are really dealing damage to this Aegis shield generator. And one goes down, and they have no defense or offense against underwater things, submarines. And as you can see, just a constant stream of missiles just brings one down, brings another down, brings another down, and just like that, the navy that Little Toast 2 spent so long to rebuild is all gone. And I can't. Oh yeah, his commander. He's trying to rebuild another. He's trying to build a disruptor with that. I send in my fleet, my renewed fleet, because I'm trying to destroy those devastators again. But neither one of us have really, besides defeating defeating those, what are they called? Experimental dreadnoughts or whatever they are. Neither of us have really done anything to go after a weakened Little Toast. And this Aegis shield generator is down, but I break down the shield generator and I light him up with my surface fleet, and just like that, because I just hammered that shield generator. First of all, the artillery was really bringing it down, and I just came in there with my fleet and just finished it off. And then his commander was in an exposed position, and I got very, very lucky. Whoops. And now he's really turning all his artillery on my base now. So now it's me against a very weakened little toast, and he had to rebuild his commander again. Now I just come in here and just show no mercy to his new base and wreak havoc on that artillery that was harassing me. He still got the disruptor. He's trying to take out my my navy thing, trying to slow me down. But while he's building his new thing, I'm already on my way against his disruptors, and I just eliminate them with one swift stroke.
Commander destroyed.
And he tries to flee, but it's quite clear what's going on now. He's trying to escape. I destroy every last remnant of him on this map except for his floating head, which is flying right towards my base. I give chase, even going across open ground, getting across there. I think I've got no, I just got assault bots. But he tries to get there, but we have anti-air on those ships, and skadoosh. So I won! I actually won one, believe it or not. And it's one I really shouldn't have won. I just got extremely lucky with the Michael 2274. That Jesus was so hammered. It was like midway, an act of God. Just out of nowhere, I come in at the perfect time, enough to destroy his shield generators, to where he's in the perfect position for my fleet to just give him everything we got, and then take victory, or snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, and turn that victory into a total victory and have complete victory overall. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next duel. Later.